What do you want people to learn from the book?
Wow. One, I want people who are interested in teaching to learn from the book. You need to make sure that you're emotionally ready for what happens next. I get it. You got a degree and you majored in secondary education or post-secondary education and you feel so good about yourself, but are you really ready for it? There are some books that are out there that paint a very rose-colored picture of what urban education is and believes that these silver bullet answers exist and you'll be fine, and that's not true. So that's one part of it. The second part of it is to really be an open letter to parents to let them know that teachers are human. I think we forget that sometime. I remember as a kid whenever you would see your teacher out in public, at the grocery store is the weirdest thing in the world. What you doing? You supposed to
Yeah.
be at school? you you got a family? You
Right.
got kids?
Yeah.
You know, but we just culturally just don't think of teachers as real people. And because of that, we have disconnects and we have problems. And last but not least, just for anyone who's really interested in trying to understand what's going on in the schoolhouse. You know,
Mhm.
I say this a lot that because everyone has been through the education system, everyone in turn thinks they're an expert. And that's not true. What is true is that you may have an understanding, but it does not make you an expert. And teachers are out here doing the best that they can on little funds, small salaries sometimes, and not necessarily with the best leaders. So, offer them grace. We give your children grace, give us the same grace back and you'd be surprised where your child could go.
Say it for the people in the back.
Yeah, all give us some grace,
Yeah.
like this job is hard. I remember one year I had a classroom of 42 kids. And when you have a classroom of 42 kids inside of urban schools, you're being dealt a hand of Uno with no draw tools, no nothing. And you just okay?
I like that. I like that.
You playing spades with no spades. You just out
Yeah.
here, right? And you don't know what kids have been misdiagnosed, have not been diagnosed.
Hmm.
There's a lot who is taking their necessary aids as far as their medicine today or whatever. And I was doing that with no aid. So,
Yeah.
offer some grace. No one people are doing the best that they can and they care because you can't do this work and not care, right? Because it's hard work, but and I say this in the book, it's hard work, but it's heart work. And if
Yeah.
your heart's not in the work will be even harder for you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
totally agree. Well, I love it. I love any of our folks being people of color, our
Yeah.
folks being Greek organization leaders, our
Right, right.
people that's out here doing the work, paying it forward, and just being that representative that, we had them when we were younger. We had our
Yeah.
Martin Luther Kings, our Rosa Parks, and the this and that. So, like, it's our time now to be those folks.
It is. It's our time and it's you named cream of the crop people. But I'm also learning that inside this new era, we don't have a Mr. Thaxton. We don't have a Mr. Uh, Fagans. We don't have a Mr. Gardner. And I'm naming people, men in my community. Like we don't have a Miss Fanbro. We don't have like a Miss Woodson. We don't have these people that kind
Mhm.
of leveled us out. There were cornerstones. And our kids are growing up with adults that they don't trust. And that's really weird to me because I trusted adults as a kid. And then I think back to the kids, to my students and who they interact with. Yeah, they don't I get it. I get it why you don't trust adults. I also get
Mhm.
why things may seem bleak to you at times or you don't see a future. And that's part of what teaching is, right? I'm pretty sure that we had people in our life that showed us the blueprint of how to be successful, right?
Yes.
And the reason why we went the places we went to was because there was footprints in the sand.
Yes.
I'm introducing my kids to beaches and they see no footprints.
Mm.
and that's tough. Like, that's really tough for kids. So I have to
Mhm.
tell them, "Well, I did it," and they're like, "Well, you had both parents. My
Yeah.
parents are in and out of jail. Try again." "But I believe in you." "Well, I believe in me too, but ain't no footprints. I have no
Yeah.
I have no evidence that this could happen." And that's why the side title of the book is "Watering and Harvesting the Roses from the Concrete," because that's
Mhm.
also part of the job of teaching, is that you see these beautiful children being birthed out of this concrete, and you got to pull them out of that before that concrete takes them over, and then they're lost forever.
Yeah. Correct. Well, hats off to you and all the other educators in the world that's
Thank
putting
you.
the work and doing wonderful things like this
Thank you.
book.
Thank you.
Also, tell me a little bit about the other wonderful thing, being an oratory fellow. Like, what is
Yeah,
this about?
being a Ford's Theater Oratory Fellow, so Ford's Theater Education Department does some really great things every day with helping students find their voice in a world that seems to kind of push them out the room too much and says,
Mhm,
"The adults are talking, can you go away?" Through Ford's Theater Oratory Program, what we're able to do is to have students study historical speeches, and then that gives them the power to want to write their own speeches. Original speeches for their own doing, but also to perform them as well too. We spend a lot
mhm,
of time looking at the oratory triangle of ethos, pathos, and logos. The ethics, the
mhm,
logic, and the passion behind what you're doing and why you're doing these things. And
mhm.
because of that, this has gone on to help many scholars use this tool to be part of a strong student government association, or
Huh.
go ahead and major later on in college in mass communications, or become some of the next best lawyers in our country. So the oratory program has been major inside of DC, but across the country as well too. There are about a 40 of us that are across the country that teach this really great curriculum that Ford's Theater provides, and I'm just really happy to be a part of it as an oratory fellow, and proud to represent Ford's as a board of trustee member.
So, has this been something for a long time, or is
Yeah,
it
I've now been an oratory fellow for probably, good grief, 10 years. And
mm,
I have seen this program grow from its early beginnings to what it is now. And what it is now is absolutely phenomenal. Phenomenal. We've been able to give students the power to speak at the Lincoln Memorial and the same
ooh.
spot that King gave his famous speech at, and
Oh my
then
god.
have the kids use that as a practice, and then we transition them to Ford's Theater, and they stand and center stage at Ford's Theater with the infamous box of Lincoln looming
Mhm,
above them, giving really strong speeches. And it's really great because these speeches talk about a variety of things, from bullying to animal rights to why curfew should be a certain time, to the lowering the voting ages. And you really
mm.
think that our kids are really analyzing the world in a very unique way that should not be ignored. And I'm glad that on Ford's stage, we're able to shine the spotlight on them so they can see these really cool things.
That's amazing because you don't know how much just knowing how to speak in
Yeah,
different places and different in front of different audiences, no matter how big, how small, the background, like, and having
right.
the confidence to do so, that like plays a big role, I think, in self-esteem for a lot of
Yes,
people.
yes.
Mhm.
That you see confidence grow. You have a kids that can look adults in the eye and shake their hands. And those are things I always tell the kids: yes sir, no sir, yes ma'am, no ma'am, and a strong handshake have never offended anybody. And
Hmm.
if you can master those tools, you'll be surprised the places you'll go and the rooms you'll be allowed into. And that's
Mhm.
that's what public speaking has done for me, is that it's given me access to rooms that maybe people didn't want to give me access to.
Yeah.
Being someone that grew up in Detroit, being a black male, it's like, wait a minute, hold on now. We got to let him in this room because he speaks a certain type of way. And I don't want to be very clear here. I'm not code switching or trading my blackness in for accessibility. What I'm letting them know is that my ability is that I should be in that room, and you not allowing me in that room is a disability to you. So that's a very
Yeah.
important stuff too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want that message to get clear as like, oh, he's talking a certain type of way. No, I'm talking in the spirit of success. And because I went to school down south, I say, you know what? Listen, I may not have goals in my mouth, but this is an expensive conversation.
There it goes. And I'm stealing that. I speak with the spirit of success. I love
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, I think, and that's part of teaching. Like, part of teaching is looking death in the face and calling it annoying names like life, and
Mm,
spitting your success in the face of death and saying, I don't care who you came to take. You're not going to
mm,
take me right now without me fulfilling my destiny. And that's the spirit of what urban, teaching has to be in a world that wants our kids so badly to be incarcerated, to be a walking stereotype. And it's like, no, 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 you're not going to be these things. You're going to live in this black excellence because that's what I want you to. That's what I want you to do, and that's what your community needs you to do.
hmm. And what you're not gonna do is give me an Easter Sunday service sermon 3 days after Easter. It's 3 days. 3 days he rose. 3 days I got another sermon. Because that's a word. That's a word.
Just, I'm passionate about this. I love this. I love this. I love my job.
Kia, world of Kia, world of Kia, world of Kia, Kia, world of Kia, world of Kia, world of Kia, 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 Kia. Don't you wanna see? 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 Kia, world of Kia, world of Kia, world of Kia. Don't you wanna see? 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 Welcome to the world of Kia. We get to see everybody in my world.